Hello, everybody. Welcome to the weekend update, January 24th. January's flying by. It's about time we break some of this cold. This is too long in a row of being cold. Hopefully warmer, a little more sun, a little bit warmer weather. It's right around the corner, but real estate market's starting to heat up out there, so that's some good news. I spent Wednesday and Thursday in New York this week at Inman, so I have lots of good feedback, lots of good nuggets that I learned out there that hopefully I'll be able to drop on everybody sometime soon here. But for today, we're going to talk about all the great things going on in our market here at Samson and everything going on great next week. First, let's start with these market reports. Looks like we had 17,000 showings, which is good. We're up 8.6% from a week ago. So we should start to see this grow on top of each other week after week after week after we get closer to the spring market. So that's good stuff. 14% more contracts than the week before. Love it. Let's start to get some of that good positive stuff out there. I like the new listings, 13% more than last week. So again, this is all should be normal stuff, ramping up as we get into January. 20% more listings than we had last year at this time. That's another key thing too. We want to be putting out more inventory because our whole market problem has not been people unwilling to buy, it's people unwilling to sell. Right? So if we can get more and more listings out there for people to buy, we'll have more transactions this year. That active inventory is the other one I like to look at. 5,500 active listings. That's 21% more than last year at this time. So good stuff. I like to see more inventory out there in our marketplace. And this DC Metro is the biggest snapshot we have. North Central Virginia, we've got 4,500 showings, which was up 34% from last week. So they definitely are starting to pick up the market down there. This is fantastic. Contracts down 12%. Interesting dynamic there, huh? 34% more showings, but 12% less contracts. But, let's not freak out over a couple contracts here or there quite yet. New listings up 10% from last week. So that's good stuff. And then up 20% from a year ago at this time, which is another key one, right? It's okay, we had 308, but last year at this time, we had 60 showings or 60 new listings less. That's a big deal, 240 to 300. Active listings on the market, 1,850, 21% more than at this time last year. So good stuff there. Baltimore Metro, second biggest block we look at here, 9,500 showings last week, up 8% from a week ago, up 4.5% from this time last year. So both good numbers there. 5% more contracts this week than last week. So building on that number again. New listings, 602, 14.5% more than last year at this time. It's interesting. It's the exact same as last week, pretty much, but 14.5% more than last year, which is good stuff. Then that active inventory in the market, 15.5% more active listings than at this point last year, which is what we like to see. We want to see more and more inventory out there so we can get that contract number up. Week by week and showings up. So our last one there, Maryland, West Virginia, Panhandle. Remember, this is our smallest subset, so the percentages can get bigger quicker. 23% more showings than a week ago, which is good. New listings 135, 18% more than last week, which is good stuff. Active listings, almost 1,400 things on the market right now. It's 22.6% more than were on the market at this point last year. So as much as we feel inventory is tighter, it's 20% more than was last year at this same point in all of the four markets we looked at here. So good stuff here. Our top performers, our rock stars for last week. Number one, a newer one to our company last couple weeks, Irina Babb, crushing it. Great job, Irina. Number two, Ping Wan. Number three, Tiffany Dodson. Number four, Catherine Bruton. And number five, Sreenivas Konanki. I always stink with this last name. Konanki. Sorry about that. Those are our top five in volume for the week. Great job. Our top five in transactions for the week. Similar list. Tiffany Dodson, number one, most transactions. Irina Babb, number two. Catherine Bruton, number three. I think I said Burton on the last one. I apologize. Bruton, number three there. Azar Abbasi, number four. And Paramjit Mahey, number five. Fantastic job to our top five performers. Our top teams. Look at this. Jumping it there. Number one in volume for the week. Gernhart Associates. Fantastic. Perfect Choice Real Estate, number two. Carolyn Young Homes, number three. The One Group, number four. And One South Realty Group, number five, down there in Richmond. Awesome stuff, guys. It's a couple in there that we don't see a lot, which I like. Number five, top five teams and transactions last week. Carolyn Young Homes, number one. One South Realty Group, number two. The One Street Company, number three. Singh Properties, number four. And Shepherd Homes Group, number five. That just means some teams are stepping up because we have some fantastic teams. And for those new ones to jump in there, that's great stuff. I love it. Congratulations to everybody for great weeks. We're off to a great start here at Samson. We had a great sales meeting a week and a half ago. I'd encourage you to go watch that if you want, but also know that we're going to do more of these Zoom-style meetings this year. I love it. I think we've had great interaction, 250 people in there. You guys get to be a part of the conversation, and it's easier for me to bring in guests and new opinions and not just Sarah and I all the time when I do these in Zoom. So it's a win-win for everybody, I think. Our next one's going to be Wednesday, February 19th, 9 a.m. We're doing bright and early at 9 a.m. so you can get on with the rest of your day now. You don't have to leave the house to get to the meeting now, so we can start it at 9 a.m. So 9 a.m., Wednesday the 19th. Everybody lock in there. Looking forward to it. So we've got some big announcements, and you're going to see these all over social, but I want to tell you guys about them first here in the update. But our totals are in for last year. And we sold $10.5 billion in real estate. $10.5 billion. Last year, I think that was just about 8.5, 8.6. I should have that number down, but it was 8.5. So $10.5 billion in sales. We were just over 16,000 transactions last year. We were 19,253. To go up, 20 and 25% is absurd in a market that was down. So proud of you all. You guys did fantastic jobs. These are going to rank pretty good nationally when those come out in a month, but we're going to spread these numbers all over the internet here, and we can be proud of these sales. The other one that was really big, and you guys have shared this over and over again on Facebook, and I want you guys to keep doing it. I want everybody in the region to know that we were number one in the DMV, and the way we do that is we all share upon sharing. Get that word out loud and proud. We sold the most homes in the DMV last year, which is just phenomenal. And I include, I don't love statistics that don't show what it came from, but it came from Bright all that year, and I included every single county and city on there that we measured within that DMV. And everybody's got different perceptions of what they did, but I basically did an hour within the about 45 minutes or an hour from the city and around it, and counting the city. So I love that. Obviously, we've been number one in Northern Virginia for a while, but to be number one in the DMV shows our great growth in DC and Maryland and the areas around it. So super proud of every single one of you that made that happen. Please continue to share that, and I love it. We're getting that word out and I want everybody to have this graphic and have it in your listing appointments. I saw people referencing that on Facebook. Not everybody's heard of Samson. A lot more people have now, obviously. But when you show that you work for the number one company with the most sales in the DMV, that is powerful, right? Okay, some people might have a more national brand, but that doesn't matter to what they're selling right now. If you're working for the company that sold the most homes in this area, that should be way more relevant to all your sellers. And with that comes the market share and the connections, and that one out of every 6 or 7 realtors that walk in to show your listing is going to be a Samson Properties realtor. It also helps you when you're looking to be a buyer's agent. You're going to have that many more times that you've got a Samson listing agent on the other side, and we can try and help each other out to win these things. So I love it. I love the power of that growth together. Awesome stuff. With that, I would love to put in a quick plug for First Up. Guys, let's use this power of having the most listings, the most transactions out there by using our First Up app. So I'm going to do more about these in the next couple weeks, but as we get into the market, we got more and more listings out here. We need to be using First Up to leverage this power that we've created together. So love that. I'm fully transparent when it comes to these things, and I posted this before, but all these other companies on here, these are all their full totals. And the reason I do that is I want to make sure that, everybody knows where it's coming from and that the real data is out there. So 12,959, this is just in the DMV. You saw that it was 19,300 for around the whole, for the whole company. But it's awesome stuff. They're Long & Foster, then Compass, then Redfin, Coldwell Banker, Pearson Smith, and on down the list. So awesome stuff. It's really what's crazy is some of those really well-known people like, I know this company. We've done 2, 3, 4, 5 times as many homes as them in the DMV, some of those companies down there. So awesome stuff. Super proud of all of you. Wanted to get to the lunch and learns. Remember, we've got amazing lunch and learns all over the area. Next week we're in Gaithersburg, White Marsh, Columbia. We're in Springfield, Waldorf, Chantilly. We're all over the place spreading the good news about Samson. I'd encourage you to bring a friend to those lunches, show them the good news about Samson, and we'll get you those recruiting rewards back to you. If they can't make it to a lunch, they can go to joinsamson.com. They can sign up for a one-on-one Zoom or phone call or meeting with one of our recruiting team staff. They can also watch the full presentation that I've taped, and it's on joinsamson.com with all the great updates and everything Samson has to offer. So go to joinsamson.com. It'll help either go to the latest lunch and learn or they can go an alternate route if they'd like to do that. Cardinal Title Group does a great job putting out these recent trends. We send them a lot of contracts. They put together this great data for us to kind of dive into so you're getting the most up-to-date information. I love this first one. Talks about how if you get the property price correctly, get that days on market less than 7 days, you're going to get above list price. In West Virginia, 12% of them, that's the blue that we're looking at here, sold in or got a contract in the first 7 days. 24% were above list price. You can see before there. 47% of Virginia got that contract in less than 7 days. 44% above list price. In Maryland, D.C., 31% first 7 days. 42% above list price. So you can see the blues, blacks, whites, whites. They pretty much line up pretty close to each other. It is a direct correlation to how well you're going to do is based on how quickly you can get that contract more times than not. Almost all financing this week in our contracts. Very few people getting seller subsidies, probably the ones that were overpriced or on the market for a while, about a quarter to a third across our footprint. The blue there, finance contingency, almost everybody's getting a finance contingency. West Virginia and Maryland, they almost all had appraisals, about 2/3 in Virginia. Home inspection, everybody in West Virginia, about half and half in Virginia it looks like, and then about 3/4 in our Maryland, D.C. contracts. Got that home inspection contingency in there. Last one, contract to close. Most everybody's in that 16 to 30 or 31 to 60 bucket. The buyer compensation, this is the one we always like to track, see where we're at. 99% were paid in the contract. Awesome, love it. That buyer agent's still getting paid by the seller. 91% of those were 2% or higher. So a good number. It looks like we had a few that were under that 2%. So we're seeing a little bit of that out there, but for the most part, they're all getting paid 2% or more, and they're all getting paid as part of the contract like it was before. It was kind of a resounding message through Inman that most people across the country had said that there wasn't a lot of change in what we were seeing with that. Most people are still getting paid. Most people are getting paid. Everybody's kind of like, we're all worried, and then nothing really happened. In the super, super high luxury market, they saw some stuff where, well, people were kind of negotiating that a little bit or going directly to the seller a little bit more than normal. But in general, we weren't seeing in the normal regular price points across the country, we were seeing a lot of business as normal. So that was good stuff. Upcoming classes, great free group coaching class this week with Pat Sowers. Why social media, 10 to 11 p.m. or 10 to 11 p.m. Late night special. No, 10 to 11 a.m. Tuesday morning. Pat would do both, I'm sure. But 10 to 11 a.m. with Pat, one of our great Samson Plus coaches. Next week, we got HQDU in Charlestown. Now, I'm showing the lineup because we've changed some things a little bit. We're adding some guest top realtors to talk. So Adam Shively's going to talk, give a presentation on developing your unique selling proposition. We've kind of given the managers and the local realtors a chance to kind of pick their courses. So we've changed the lineup a lot. We've added some mix to it. And then we're also going to do a workshop in the afternoon where the managers and the local realtors get to pick, what do you guys want to have a separate side workshop? Now, workshop is different from, look, we're having a class, to bring your laptop, bring your stuff, let's roll up our sleeves and let's dive in. So this one is going to be using Canva with the prints in there to elevate your content. So change up in schedule. We're going to have a little bit different classes now in HQDU, and each one's going to look a little bit different based on what the local office wants, and a separate workshop every afternoon. So I love this going forward. It's going to be a great way to kind of mix it up. You can go to different HQDUs and not hear the same thing, hear a lot of different varied message. So looking forward to seeing all of our friends in Charlestown on Wednesday. We got Charlestown on Wednesday, Gainesville the week after that, DC Noma the 12th, and then Stafford the 26th. The 19th we'll have that sales meeting, so we're going to have HQDU week that week. And then I know Maryland feels neglected there. We'll get some Marylands in March. I know that for sure. So I try to balance them out pretty evenly all over the place. We got a business planning class next Wednesday in the studio here. RSVP on the calendar nest with Dave Werfel. Always a great idea to plan. You can't get goals, or you can't achieve and do things unless you set those goals. So set those hairy, audacious goals out there, plan, but then just say, I want to sell 50 homes. Well, how do you sell 50 homes? You got to work backwards and work your numbers to figure out how you're going to get to those numbers. So love a good business planning class. Thanks, Dave, for doing that. We've got a Samson commercial class. Save the date. In the studio, February 6th, so a couple weeks from now. In the studio here, Commercial Real Estate 101 with Ahmad and Khalid. So two of our great Samson commercial agents that do a great job. They're going to teach a class on Commercial Real Estate 101. If any of you have been out there interested in getting into commercial, here's your chance to start to dive into it. So Thursday afternoon, February 6th, looking forward to that. Our full rundown for next week. Boost with Lynn Hamilton. You got your weekly Monday morning boost. Everybody needs a little bit of that to get going Monday morning. Print marketing, 3 o'clock on Monday. Group coaching, we talked about Pat. Why social media, Tuesday morning. Sky Slope training in the afternoon. HQDU will be in Charlestown, West Virginia all day, which is looking forward to it. If you're not in Charlestown with us, you should be in the business planning class here in the studio with Dave Werfel. Learning Trails with Lynn, Thursday at 1. Then your Master Your Marketing class with Lynn on Thursday at 2:30. Always great stuff with Lynn. Fast Track Commercial Training, 8:30 Friday morning with Aladdin always. NVAR Residential Contract Addendum Training, Friday at 10 with all of our great brokers. Probably Mike in there, maybe Dave or Steve, depending on who's available. And then Friday, First Heritage with our great First Heritage crew, Friday at 10 o'clock on the 31st. Sky Slope Training as well, and Stephanie. So many great classes here at Samson. So many great things. We just want to thank you so much for, we're getting off the year to a great start, great sales to get us going. We did some amazing things in 2024, and I see the future even brighter in 2025. So many great family members have joined us, so many more great coaching, great training, great things that we're building. So I got some great stuff from Inman that I want to start to implement this year. Just a company that's going this way, and I love that each one of you are a part of it and loving it, and I want to help each one of you sell more homes than you did last year. If you sold 5 last year, this year the goal is 8. If you sold 8, this year the goal is 12. We're making it bigger, but we want to help you get there. I'm so excited about this year, all the great stuff we have going on. I'd be remiss if I didn't end with a little bit of fun here. Yes, I had 2 good days in Inman. That was great. That was what was going with me, but I think everybody in town is thinking about one thing, Sunday at 3 o'clock. So we're excited about our Redskins going against the Eagles. I mean, what's better than going to Philly and taking them out? Sorry, all you Eagles fans that are watching, but big NFC Championship game. Obviously, Bills Chiefs be a great game after that as well, but super excited about that game. And I know where you'll find me Friday at 3 o'clock. It'll be somewhere or Sunday at 3 o'clock with my Jaden Daniels jersey on, ready to rock and roll. So everybody have a great weekend. We look forward to seeing you next week at HQDUs and all of our training. And thank you so much for all you do to make Samson Properties better every day. Take care, and we'll see you soon.